Hello, my name is Maria, and today I want to talk more about buying a flat in the old building. How is it different from a new building, and what are the pros and cons? Apartment in a new building is always a chance to choose the type of real estate yourself, the concept of the residential complex, and use space for life and community in which you can grow. To understand why I'm so rooty for the primary market, let's take a look at the pros and cons of old housing. Further, the facts on which you need to impose your own life situation. Buying an apartment on the secondary housing, you will not be able to save as much as in the case of a new building at the stage of the foundation pit. Meanwhile, there is no need to worry about whether the building will be finished. You can immediately become the owner of the apartment, move into, and live there. If you currently rent a flat, it is surprisingly relevant. However, there are also enough fraudulent scams with housing on the secondary housing. In order to minimally protect yourself from double sales, claims of third parties, and dissatisfied with the agreement of the spouse or spouse of the seller, check before the transaction the documents of the ownership of who was and remains registered in the apartment, what is the depth of the utilities, whether the apartment has been arrested or whether it is a pledge of someone's loans, whether illegal redevelopments were carried out. By the way, about renovation and redevelopment, it's when you move the walls or destroy them. Realizing your dream of the designer apartment is much easier with given the correct ergonomics of the space and sufficient space. This is the advantage of modern planning solutions in new buildings. However, you need to understand that if we are talking about a new residential complex and it continues to be built, will last another year, 2, 3, construction equipment outside the window, dust, building materials in the entrance. This must be realized and accepted. The cost of the apartment in the secondary market directly depends on the objective and subjective factors. The first is the state of renovation, houses, location, and area. The second is the owner's expectations, which are often overestimated by at least 15 to 20% of the real appraised value of the housing. Especially now when the part of the demand has turned into attention to the secondary houses against the background of concept about problems with developers. In the context of finance, I cannot ignore one significant advantage of the secondary housing for many buyers. Banks can easily issue the loan for its purchase. This is such a classic mortgage. Now the rates have decreased slightly. There are even offers at 10% for the first year or several years. A limited number of banks operate in the primary market with residential complexes that are being built. These are affiliate programs with trusted companies. The essential features of the secondary market, in my opinion, lie in the social environment, which is extremely diversified, low security due to the high percentage of rented apartments, especially when we talk about cheap sleeping areas, low energy efficiency, and as a result, high utility bills. Of course, both new buildings and the secondary housing have their pros and cons. It is necessary to clearly and carefully check all the options. Then the desired apartment will become yours. Pros of buying an apartment in the secondary market: the ability to immediately become the owner, move in, and live. There are options for renovation. No additional investment is needed. It's if you bought a good one. There are no risks of long-term construction or unfinished construction. Disadvantages of apartments in the secondary housing: you need to pay the entire amount immediately. Unpredictable, mostly social environment. Old engineering communications, outdated engineering and design solutions, overdue houses. Regardless of the market, I advise you to always understand the purpose of the purchase. Consciously go through all your expectations and capabilities and check all information and documents. I wish you great apartments and easy investment. Thank you for being with me. Don't forget to subscribe and see ya.